Welcome back here. It is calling the Audible, Div 1, Div 2.
Yes,
Simone, Peeze, Eagle, and
Hi.
GM.
Yes, sir, Miller.
Home stretch.
Home stretch. Let's dive into the games that was. We'll go with Div 2. A lot happened in Div 2. The big one was the Waste Youth #NR, the depleted hashtag
game of the week.
Just
Game of the
posted now, by the way.
Awesome.
Less than 24-hour
So
turnaround
Lance
time.
the Baker Daniel over there.
So we'll go.
My question was, like, at
Yes.
what point during that game did Waste Youth think maybe Corey Pecker is going to throw to Jeremy Anderson again?
He had a big game, Jeremy Anderson.
Well,
yeah.
Well,
you were
like,
there, so
yeah,
He
so-
that's
just
what happened.
kept throwing the ball, and he made the catch every time.
but that was the sort of the way Jeremy ran his routes was always short patterns that he would turn up and guys would just miss tackles and he would get a lot of yaps.
But he's
afterwards.
deceptive, though. He's got strong hands. Man.
Yeah, but the catches, all the plays were never big plays that gave him a lot of yards. It was
But the
always like
thing
2-3 yards that he turned into 7 and 8.
Jeremy Anderson's a lot quicker than he appears. So teams like
The
kind
underestimate
of
him,
sleep
yeah.
on him in for a
Yeah.
second. That's how he breaks
Well,
tackles and makes plays.
absolutely.
Their defense was also like they kind of gave up the snapper and covered the rest.
Mhm.
And they said like they won't beat us just with a snapper. And I mean they didn't because they lost. But
So if you're Corey Pecker,
yes,
like I know obviously Waste Youth won the game 37-34. That's
Yep.
the story. But how happy are you that it was this close without Pilon and without
Troy Trench, yeah.
so just the fact that they didn't have both the guys, they had to pick up Loic Rabidou who played the game before just to play for them because they
He
were
was
missing
Div
guys.
5 guy, right? Or Div
Yeah,
6
the
or-
5 guy. He
yeah.
played with
Who's good by the way.
he played with
Yeah.
Travis Moses. He played with Jordan Moses before. He played with Jeremy.
He played with Drop the Mic in the spring, right?
Yeah, he played with all these guys. It's just he's not a Div 2 caliber. He's good.
Well, I don't think that he's not a Div 2 caliber player. He has not played Div 2.
Okay,
And Div 2 is a different
Yes,
sport
it's
from FPL.
fast.
Div 2 and 1 are a different sport from the rest
But
of FPL.
the problem was they had tough matchups. So yeah, Lamar Joseph on Jared Taylor the whole game.
That's a, oh my God.
But if you would have had Serge Pilon or Troy Trench, then they would have put them on Jared Taylor instead.
So
right?
would you say if those two guys played, we're talking about an undefeated #NR?
Yes.
Potentially.
Well, potentially.
No,
so,
it's up, yes or no?
So I'd say yes. The key.
Peace?
I don't know because we haven't seen it.
Yes.
But I mean, I think it's likely. Yes.
Okay.
So the key play here was that it was 37-34 with about 2 minutes left. You'll see it in the game of the week. It was 37-34. #NR had the ball down 3 points. I'd say about 2 minutes left in the game, maybe a little bit less. I think it's 2nd and 5. And as Corey Pecker goes to Loic Rabidou on a hook where he's open, the ball is about face level, tips it over his head into Alex Morganzor's hands, picked off. All they have to do is get the first down and they call the game. That's not on Corey's. That's like the ball. It's one of those plays that happens. You drop the ball. It's not the end of the world. Just the fact that it went over your head makes it an interception and it killed the game. But if
you go into the game and you tell #NR, you're gonna have the ball with a chance to win.
yes,
You're not gonna have Troy Trench and you're not gonna have Serge Pilon. You take that, right? like
yeah, no,
that's
no.
like that's the best possible scenario.
The way I was, as I was score keeping, the feeling I had was #NR is going to score here. It's going to go up 41-37, and then Dan Lazare is going to get 5 or 6 plays to score or lose. That's the way. That's the feeling I had, and seeing how the game felt, I saw like a 43-41 finish for Waste
So
Youth.
in your mind right now, and where would you put Corey Pecker in the quarterback?
order?
Yeah, well, the quarterback rankings right now. Is he an elite quarterback now? Or is he still, or is he outside?
He's a top 3 in Division 2.
Is he higher than Dan Lazara?
No. I say no. But I did talk to Corey.
It's close, man.
If you give them
Really?
the same
Like
quarterback,
hair close or like
In
a
this
gap
this
close?
season with their respective team, it's close.
Sorry, Jim, you were about to say?
like if you give them the same team to quarterback,
But I don't think the same team works for each guy.
Yeah,
I think the squads are built to help these
I
quarterbacks.
think Corey would quarterback Waste you better than Dan would quarterback #NR.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
You think so?
No, I disagree
Yes.
with that. I think
Really?
No.
Elaborate. No, why do you think
No.
Corey would quarterback Waste you better than Dan Lazara doing
Dan
NR?
Lazara thrives and excels when he has athletic playmakers that he can air the ball out to. Not necessarily like letting them do all the work, but he excels.
He
Throwing
doesn't
the
want to
deep-
grind. in a
Exactly,
sense, yeah.
and Corey can make do with what he has.
Okay.
Like you see that he is a vastly different team in 35 plus compared to what he has with #NR, and he's putting up without you can't really see it because he doesn't wear a friggin' jersey, but he's putting up fantastic numbers. He plays to the strengths of his receivers, whereas Dan uses his receivers' strengths to his advantage.
And like again, if it's just raw skill set, then Lazaro wins that. But Corey Pecker, what I will say, and I had a conversation with him today, and his confidence
Over
now.
coffee.
No, over Facebook
Okay.
because I worked during the day. But I was talking to him, and his level of confidence with his group is truly something to behold.
But
Like he really does feel week in, week out that no matter who they're facing, they have a chance to win the game.
But they have one of the best teams too. Like
Absolutely.
#NR is
But
a
again, I
very good team.
But the team is built well to work together on defense, which is sometimes you have all the right guys on defense. It doesn't work. These guys, they're
Agreed.
excellent defensive players, and it works.
Mhm.
And then on offense, they're all guys who complement what he does on offense.
But on this one loss of theirs, they were without their best two defensive playmakers.
Yeah.
And it created bad matchups for them across the board because they were missing Serge Pilon and Troy Trench. In a situation where they would have both these guys, the matchups across the board would have been completely different because they would have matched up against different receivers.
And Corey still played a relatively faultless game, right? Like that interception
He made
came
two
off
INTs,
of.
yeah.
He made one mistake It's they went for it on 4th and 20, and he threw in triple coverage in the middle of the field again to Le Khobidou.
So it's basically a punt.
It wasn't picked off. It was batted
Oh.
down. But the point is, like, it's
I
still
thought that was the other interception.
But still, that kind of that was kind of weird. Where like, why? First of all, why would you go to your only receiver you never played with before? When
that was
everybody's
his read.
So if
no,
they-
it was more like a desperate thing more than a read because
Yeah,
it's
okay.
4th and 20. You're just like kind of chucking it in and hoping, praying because your rush is Khalil Kerr and he's fast, so you don't have that much time. But it's still a weird decision to go to him instead of like Travis or possibly Jeremy or guys that.
Travis Moses, Jeremy
Yes,
Anderson.
sorry.
So
I'm
if
done.
they met next week,
Okay, there, guy.
if they met next week with
full
no regard,
rosters?
full rosters,
That's
next
a
week.
very interesting game. I think No Regard wins with full roster,
Mhm.
for more than
but
one
that's
reason.
not guaranteed.
I think part of it is the depth of #NR, and Dan has not seen everything that #NR have to
Yeah.
offer with that
Yeah.
full
But, you know,
roster.
I
Whereas
spoke to
#NR
Dan.
saw
That too.
Waste Youth at their strongest, which they won. So
Yeah.
like, there's something
But
to still
even
be said.
Dan
that-
Lazar acknowledged like they were missing guys, and not saying he's like, "Well, we got lucky," but he goes, "Maybe it's different. Maybe what I see out there is a lot different than what I saw."
And you take it 10 times out of 10. Like, even if you're not the better team, you take the win, absolutely.
Yeah, but
and
that
and they
doesn't
will
mean-
learn from it as well, and they will still have takeaways from this.
So in the case of Waste Youth now, they had a bad start to the year, but now they're peaking at the right time. Are you going to say they're going to be probably the 2 seed in the playoffs now?
Depends who they play.
For Waste Youth's schedule coming up in the next few weeks here, after this momentum-winning game against NR, they have Terror Squad, STL, and Glads.
Yes.
Two out of three.
They'll win up.
But in that case,
who
the-
did they lose to?
Maybe.
No, come on. Who? Like, I had this discussion with Dan this morning. Who would they lose to?
Potentially Glads.
Potentially glad.
If it's a race to 50, yes.
Glads
No,
might be in the playoff
actually, I think
race.
it's the opposite. I think that Frank LeBeau slows down the pace of
LeBeau?
the Frank LeBeau
Nice.
slows down the pace of the game.
That's not
Plays
his
ball
style,
control off it.
And I'll throw in this caveat because they've not played there this year. Kirkland, different field, different
Oh, they
field.
play at Kirkland?
Yeah, they
So
play at Kirkland.
Avid team's not gonna
Different
show up?
feeling, different field surface as well. And you bring up a great point. Frank LeBeau could definitely slow down, and they might be in play for a playoff spot themselves if they're playing
Lads,
for.
they should lock it up before that, but we'll get to that later. Speaking of lads,
Yes,
amazing win this week against Clockwork, 37-26. That's a shocker.
Marco Master said it was the worst. Like he gave these guys a lecture. Like he wasn't happy.
Clockwork.
Yeah, he wasn't happy with.
It'd be
Clock.
weird if he lectured gladiators.
Yes,
Guys,
so that's
good
the way
win.
forward.
Good win.
Good
You
win.
know, but I don't want to see you again. Don't talk to me.
All
But
right,
that's the way formulated. That's the way I got
But
it.
he-
Hey, we.
he was disappointed
wrong
though.
team.
Like Marco, without going into detail, said, "Like I'm disappointed with my team. We did not play well and left it at that."
Yep. Well, this is the kind of matchup that I would expect Clockwork to be like in favor, and they lost by 2 scores. So,
But
it's a big power shift.
I mean, it's the kind of game where François Lebeau is essentially on fire, right? Like he's hitting everything.
but he's been that way all season. He's been playing really well.
Well, they had the bad taste in their mouth, right, with the WPO controversy. So maybe a little bit of a chip on the shoulder to come out there and
But
be.
But Glad's needed another win. They needed that second win to really push themselves out of that bottom seed, and all they need
The
is
Vowels.
one more win, and they're a lock for the playoffs. And they have 3 more games to do it. So, it came at the right time, and it's a impressive performance by Glad.
So what's wrong with the Clockwork roster? Since the Marco Masiocha,
I don't know, man.
They were 4-0. Now they're 4-3. It's a slump. I don't know if it's.
they're in the 4th hole right now.
I don't know. Their offense hasn't been as dominant. It could be a lot of things.
And their remaining games, Braves 2.0.
The depth of the division, maybe.
Yeah. Also.
It just, but like this should be a dominant team. I don't fully.
I
understand.
still won't knock on them saying they're washed or finished. It's still a team that I wouldn't want to play in the playoffs.
Well, here's the schedule, right? They got Braves 2.0
Yep.
on Monday the 5th. They play Serve with Ice, which should be a victory for them on
Should be,
paper.
yes.
And they have #NR. So on paper, they could be 1-2.
But even their wins, they beat Terror Squad by a point. They beat STL by a point. They beat WPO. They lost to WPO. They lost to WPO.
They beat
Sorry, WPO by 5, and they beat
We Can Sit With Us
You
by
Can Sit With Us
7.
by 7. So like they haven't beaten anyone by more than the score.
They haven't won, literally, guys, I believe in 32 days, and almost in 5 weeks, they haven't won a game. That's crazy for Marco Masiocha's
No.
team. Clockwork.
Oh.
The last one was January 28th.
Okay. It's still just But
They
still-
didn't win in February.
Yeah,
Yeah.
winless.
So I don't know.
Romance is not their thing. Leap years, not their thing.
No.
I don't know. Other great
Olympic
game.
years, not their thing.
Other great game. S Club 7. S Club 7.
But hold on,
S
one
Club
question here,
Legion.
guys, and we'll get to the topic
Club
with
7.
STL.
Fun.
Right now, who's in trouble, STL or Clockwork? This one word.
STL.
STL more so.
GM, STL or Clockwork?
STL.
Okay, carry on, GM.
Speaking of STL,
Yes.
S Club Legion, STL 45-44 for S Club Legion. That's the kind of game that STL should have won, and they did not.
Extra points?
But we also expected S Club Legion to be getting better as the season got on, right?
Yes.
So
But I feel that matchup wise, this is the good game for STL. Mind you, they were without Theo Wojia, who's still hurt, so that's a big difference maker.
man, I'm telling you, and we said in the D3 show, it's just when it's a player's ankles.
No, that's not.
I'm saying the thing is they may have to win games without him.
Yes,
For the rest of the season.
but
He's
it's
going to be
also-
on one ankle.
but it's also
it's
just one guy.
unpredictable
Yeah.
as to when he's gonna be back.
Yeah.
but it's also just one guy who can be replaced because of his cap.
But he's taking a beating this year, Theo J. He's taking a beating this year, man.
Okay, but
Yeah.
it's also a decision to play 3 teams, which is tough.
It is a wear and tear. I agree with you, but a healthy. I think STL would take a 75% Theo J at this point.
The thing is, again, playing flag football, if your ankle's not 100%, you can't play. It's one of the worst kind of injuries you can have in the sport.
Also, if you look at STL, we all talked about STL saying, "Oh, it's the Ojea brothers, Dylan Taylor, and then a few supporting
But it's
cast."
a big drop, though.
Where is Jamie on this team? If you look at it, yes, he has defensive stats, but offensively, he is not being used at all.
So whose fault is that? Is it on Dylan Taylor, or is the fact that maybe Jamie J is not maybe not playing hard?
I don't know. If you look at games, it looks like Teo's getting too many targets.
Theo Bacalus, you mean?
No, Theo Ojea is getting too many targets.
Oh, I thought you
But
meant
you
Cincinnati.
have, you have Justine Edwards, though, who's had a strong
He's
season.
playing. Yes, he's playing really, really well, and he's that nice number 2 guy, and it's been working for them. But 2 receivers is not enough in Division
But
2.
is
You
it?
need more depth
Would you
in
not
there.
agree? There's a big talent gap. You have Theo and Justine, and then bam, it drops down.
No, but-
to-
but-
Well,
to
the drop.
Seth
Jamie
Galino.
is still a very, very good Division 2 player.
He is, but he's not been there this year for the offensive aspect of it, though.
But again, man, like Dylan Taylor still has Justine Edwards, Theo Bacalus, Jimmy Ojea, Julian McLaren Thompson. Like it's good. Like there's talent
Yes.
on this team.
So what's the problem?
I don't know.
Is it targets? Is it play calling? Is it
Like,
guys are not
here's
playing well?
Here's the example I'll bring up to you guys. When they played You Can't Sit With Us, right?
Yes.
We spoke about this game a few weeks ago, and they ended up winning by 25. It was 6-0 for You Can't Sit With Us, even though Dylan Taylor threw a boatload of INTs. I just feel like they just wear down as games move on.
Who?
STL. I think if Dylan Taylor, he's a rhythm guy. If he doesn't get going early with some
Yes,
He's
touchdowns,
better. He's definitely better with a lead than playing.
He
from behind.
absolutely is. And if he doesn't have that lead, that frustration kind of boils like hot water, and it just kind of this simmers, and it's like, bam, he just goes off, right? Like he
It's,
doesn't play well.
I don't know. We all expected more out of STL, I guess, this season. This is a bit of a disappointment
Well-
to see them crash down like that.
Before we go on, Terry, Tam here, any Div 1 games he caught that were of note?
There
You
was
know,
there was one. Sorry, I was
Top Guns.
caught me off guard. Well, the
Guns.
Top Guns game was close. Top Guns Braves. It went to 104 combined points. That's
That's
impressive.
awesome.
Both quarterbacks threw for more than 300
I was there
yards.
for that game. Yep.
Got Skills won, I believe. I'm not sure.
Glasgow's lost to Flag Mossack. Double
So
score,
that's not the one I have in mind.
38-19. You're talking about DK defeating Monster.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what I was
that's it.
Yeah, that's the game.
DK Monsters. I feel this is kind of trending the way Monsters has been kind of trending downwards since that finest win, and DK needed this win. Like,
So,
But honestly, I think it's basically DK being really smart and saying that they needed this game to be kind of at this pace, and if it was
Yes.
going to be a boat race, they were going to lose. So they had to like.
but that's
they
very
put-
that's the
put an
very
anchor
DK
in the
thing.
whole
Yeah.
process.
But that's the very like Roger Benadicator thing is play. He plays with his mind. He thinks before.
But he hasn't played well this year, though.
No.
He's yet to crack 1,000 yards passing, which is
Yeah.
remarkable for a guy who
He also wasn't there.
You missed the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah.
But that's also testament to him saying, we will not play to their strengths, which is a smart thing to do. Like, he knows that Brad Mastrup could go for 40 points every week. He also knows that he's not the right quarterback to go for 40 points every week.
But is it also maybe in this case, maybe Pat Chenard knowing, look, I know I'm not going to be able to go toe for toe with Rob Mashtub. I won't be able to put up 40 points with the same ease that Rob Mashtub can. So let me slow it down. Let me muck it up. Let me give my defense a chance to win the game for me, which is what happened.
Well, hold that thought. We'll ask Terry Tam that question coming up next year and calling the Audible.
Today's guests on the Sportira guest line are brought to you by Sportira, the official suppliers of FPF uniforms and jerseys, as well as the home to the Sportira cage. Are you not getting your stats because your jersey is so beat up that the scorekeeper can't read your number? Don't be that guy on the Flag Plus football wall. We all know who you are. And get yourself or your team a fresh new look today by emailing info@sportira.com for quotes and details.
Welcome back here. Tetris, what's going on?
What'd you call me?
Tetris.
Tetris.
That's racially insensitive.
What's up, TNT?
What's going on, guys?
do you like which type of bait do you like? Do you like worms or do you like for fishing?
Depending. What are you fishing for?
Yeah,
God's
I
clearly
mean-
never been fishing in his life.
I love fishing.
Really?
I fish
You
with
gotta
come
dynamite.
out with
I
us,
fish
man.
dynamite.
I will. You know what?
You fish with dynamite?
Can we go fishing this?
Yeah,
spring?
we'll do it.
We're done.
Done.
In.
Terry, you're not invited.
Oh, man. me, you, and Mokan on the boat? Oh, that's going to be the best of boats.
Oh man.
I'm so offended right now.
I think we found a designated driver also.
Yes.
Mokan.
Mo, sit next to the car and we'll go fish. Okay, I'll bring the
It's
car
going to
with
be
you.
Mokan.
Keep the car warm.
We'll have Terry Tam on FaceTime.
Yes, Terry. Let's talk about the Div 2 and what has gone down in Division 2. Your thoughts quickly on the no regard Waste Ute game and how it played out.
Well, I mean, I think that if Norregard had Troy Trench, I think it would have changed a little bit. I mean,
Would they have
I
won?
hate to give Norregard credit, but I think they're the best team in the division for sure. Waste Youth, they're very very talented team, very athletic, but overall, I think Norregard should have had that game with a full roster. And I think you guys asked the question before, if they played again, who would win? 100%, I would say Norregard. Not a guarantee, like Simon said, but 100% I think Norregard would win that game. So it sucks for them, but I think they're going to go undefeated the rest of the year as well. Finish 9-1, number 1 seed.
Hold
get a
on,
bye
Terry.
first
Hold on,
week.
Terry. If you look at their schedule that they have left for no regard, #NR, right?
Yeah.
They have you guys. You can't sit with
Well,
us.
that's a good question. That's a
And
good
then,
question.
then
Yeah,
they play
true.
WPO and they play Clockwork.
Okay,
The thing is, I already skipped past their next game because I know that was going to be a loss. So I just went straight to WPO and Clockwork, which I think they'll
So
win.
you're saying that they can run the table and finish with 1 loss.
2 losses next week.
Let's remind everybody that Mokan predicted #NR to go 7-3.
They
Oh,
lost
yeah,
one.
really? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
well,
one.
look at the schedule, right? I mean, it's not an
Yeah.
easy schedule that
He
people.
hasn't backpedaled yet.
I'm not. I told the guys at NR.
Terry, did you say there's a 100% chance that Norregard would win that matchup, but no guarantee? What
See,
type
now,
of math are you
The
running?
Simo is strong in you.
There's no guarantees in life. Eagle.
But
okay?
100% it's not a
But
guarantee.
I will
100%
bet.
chance.
I will bet 100% of the time that no regard would win that matchup.
Terry, tell
No
me about
guarantee.
the You Can Sit With Us game against Terra Squad this week. You guys lost 45-41.
It was frustrating. We were always in the game, but we started the game 12-0. Well, we were down 12-0.
Mhm.
And then we ended up scoring, and then we had a pick, on our second drive that they ended up scoring on. So we climbed back. We had the ball with 2 plays. They scored with 2 plays to give us 2 plays left. On the same play, they ran about 10 times with a drag from Arsenal across the field, and Tam just put it there. Tam played really well. He didn't run as much as we thought he would. He just he either tried to go deep, which didn't work too well, or he went really short, which we gave them the short for some reason. So it worked. I mean, it worked out for them. They had a really good game, and then with 2 plays left, we took a shot deep, and Hum came from across the field and picked it off and ended the game. So it was a good game for them. I think there was something we should have had for sure.
Terry, what's wrong with STL?
Man, it's the Dylan Taylor. The thing is, Dylan Taylor is a very good Division III quarterback. He's a decent Division II quarterback, but as soon as something goes wrong, at any point of the game's over. And I remember talking to him a couple seasons ago, and I told him, like, you always yell at your receivers. He goes, no, I don't. And then all his receivers are like, yeah, he does, because he loses it. You know,
So
he kind of loses his patience quick.
Therapy is
Yeah,
what you're
man.
looking at. You can all get together, get a professional in the room, and like actually, you know what? If we can set up an intervention, an STL intervention, I think that'd be awesome.
You have a lot of voices on that team, right? Even though they're all good friends, so they can yell at each other, do whatever the hell they want. But Theo is a big voice, Jamie's a big voice, Terrence is a big voice, Dylan's a big voice. So you don't have the one real leader. Theo is the guy that everybody looks to dominate. He's probably the best player in the league, but they don't have one specific guy to look to kind of just lead them. Lead the team, not by on the field, but lead them just in the huddle. Like calm everything down. They don't have that.
Switching gears to Division 1, Terry. Maniacs 2.0, Top Guns, Rainmakers. Right now, Maniacs 2.0 have 2 wins, Top Guns with 1, Rainmakers with 0, all but out of the playoffs. Do we see any wins on the horizon for these teams? And which, do you see a mix-up?
They play
even
each other this week. Maniacs play Top Guns this week.
Yeah.
So one of them has to
will
win.
or tie. But
the winner will win the
But
playoffs.
I guess in sort of like a wider view, who will take that last spot in the playoff hunt?
It should be Top Guns, just by looking at the way they've been playing all year. It's been kind of close. They've had a couple of blowouts, but Rainmakers have really looked the worst I've ever seen them. I still think Castner is probably top 3 quarterbacks in FPF, but their defense has never been good, and they've never addressed it for some reason. They call in Marco Bertoldi, and they have him rushing. So like little
Makes
things
sense.
like that, like it doesn't make sense, So it's you have talents on your team, and I just don't think they're going to make it this year. And contemplate going to Division 2.
So what members of the telephone book that is the Top Guns roster will actually be at this game? Because I don't think I've
That's
ever
a good
seen a roster
question.
this big.
It's a very big roster.
I think Paul's going to go really down his telephone book and maybe call me this week, and that's all good.
Terry, when you look at D-Boys, Flagmore Sac, Finest all 6-1, they will all play each other the next 3 weeks. How does this play out on who will finish 1, 2, and 3?
Well, I think the Finest they've beaten both of them, and they've lost to Monstars, I think, right? Yeah, that was a good game.
Finest plays D-Boys this weekend.
This weekend,
But
Sunday.
they've already played D-Boys and they beat them. They've already played Flagmore Sac and beat them, right? From whatever.
No, Finest plays D-Boys this weekend, but
play
they
them again
already
second
beat
time,
Flagmore Sac.
yeah, second.
But they've already played them, yeah.
Yeah,
So
they
they're playing
played
them
D-Boys
second
already.
time.
They'll play them again.
Yeah.
So I think D-Boys will come out to win this week, and I see Flagmore Sac finishing first place, and then you get D-Boys in a good second place matchup next week against the Finest. But I think D-Boys will win that game.
Terry, where do me and the lady go out for a pre-Nuit Blanche meal on Saturday?
Oh, see, I took my wife out for her anniversary. I took her to Daima. I don't know if you ever been.
Time I have not been.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah? All right.
Yeah, amazing.
All right.
Best-
I'm making a phone call after this.
What was
after show.
what was the main course you had?
I had the Fiorentine steak. It's like
Nice. Bistec of
it's
Fiorentina.
like a 72-ounce monster. I don't know how many ounces
Shut
it is
up.
for real.
Yeah,
It's huge. That's not 72 ounces.
It's
obviously.
like 36, but yeah.
Yeah, I was
32
like,
is 2
wow.
of them.
If it was that big, I'd be dropping CLR forces in the toilet all day. But,
Oh boy, you might drink.
By that you mean 5 pieces of steak, of course.
yes, exactly. Fred Dupree is one fine piece of steak.
People have often said that.
Simon?
Like everywhere in life, like his bosses, the elementary school teachers.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Fine.
elementary school teachers have been arrested since then, though.
Oh my god, they're gonna see them on the news. Fred Dupree's mohawk.
So,
Fred Dupree too.
so who's the two teams in Division 2 that will not make the playoffs? Go.
Oh, okay. So right now, the way I see it is, Serve with Ice has really been disappointing all year.
Okay.
Wolverines, we scrap them. I mean,
Okay. Yeah.
they're for sure not going to make the playoffs. So Serve with Ice has been disappointing all year. They're so talented.
It's two teams, right? Only two teams don't make the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly. So Served with Ice, it's going to be either Served with Ice or CLR Forces. I think Served with Ice have a tough matchup.
They play each other.
Their last game of the year.
So with Ice
That's
and
a big-
CLR play each other this week.
You know what? Served with Ice they play CLR, like you said, Simon, and then they have Clockwork and STL. That's a 2-1 right there for them. And CLR Forces have Served with Ice. I think they have S Club Legion at some point. Yeah, S Club Legion, and then they play You Can't Sit With Us. So that's a 0-3 for them. So it looks like CLR Forces are going to be on the outside looking in.
Terry,
Oh,
looking ahead here, just one word answer here. Who's most likely to be in Division 2 next winter? Wolverines or Rainmakers?
Wolverines. I don't think the guys in Rainmakers want to play in Division 2.
Okay.
They're too good individually. They just really need to adjust their defense. And bring in Marco Bertoldi as like a full-time defender. He wants to play. That's the worst part.
So
He wants to
is
play.
this insider information you're giving us with you and Marco being teammates? Is that what it is?
No, it's just it's my thought. You know, it's like I don't want to put words to Marco's mouth, but like they never brought in a guy like Papic. I mentioned it a couple years ago. Like now he's in
Sasha
Panama
Papic,
saving well. Sasha Papic, yeah. They never brought in a guy like that who fits in so well, and he's such a good defender. Also, there's so many good defenders you can go get in Division 2, bring them up to Division 1, and help your team out. It doesn't make sense how Kastner has to score 35 to 40 points a game, and they're still 0-8.
And play defense
You know what I mean?
sometimes.
And play defense sometimes, or maybe just put 6 guys in the field and wait to get the ball back.
Hey, Terry, we're trying to plan for the championship finals and the staff for it and everything. So can you make sure you're going to be free the weekend of April 7th, April 8th?
I'll be there. I'll be in Brossard for sure.
Terry, let's come over here. We need to ask you.
I can help you on April 8th, but I don't know about April 7th. I'll probably be playing 2 games.
Yeah, okay.
That's unlikely.
It's very likely.
Terry Tam, go.
Doesn't mean I'll win those 2 games, but I'll be in there. Like
Go enjoy your 72-ounce steak for your bedtime meal.
I gotta go drop some CLR Forces. All right, guys, have a good one.
Have a good night.
All right, ciao.
Bye, guys.
All right.
Fareway.
Terry Tam. You guys agree with his thoughts, though, with who he thinks will make it into the playoffs? For
Oh, I thought you meant regarding his bowel movements.
Bowel movements is a different
I
level.
mean, if you have a 72-ounce steak,
He's a Hall of Famer in his own right with bowel movements.
I think CLR Forces will make it in. They'll be served with Ice this week, and that will be the playing game.
What about Div
What's
1,
up
though?
with Silver Ice though? Like it's been a slow descent into
Where is
nothing.
JD Chevalier? Not there.
I know.
That's what's up
Yeah.
with served with Ice.
But like that means you can
correct me if
replace
I'm
him though,
wrong,
right?
though.
Like
Hold
there's cap room, right?
JD's playing for who now? He's not playing for Braves 2. He's playing
No,
Braves.
Brave
Div
Div
1.
1. He's
Yeah.
also on served with Ice, but he can't make all the games.
Yeah.
And Mikael Davidson also missed last week's game. The team is sadly very one-dimensional.
But do you believe in Terry's thought that Top Guns will be the 8th team in the
I
playoffs?
don't think so.
I
Div
think
1.
so. Top Guns will beat Maniacs this week, and both teams will lose the rest of the way. And Top Guns will have the head-to-head, and Maniacs is the
I find
Outside.
they are the worst. They are the worst roster in the division.
Who did,
so you're saying
talking about
so
the
you're
Top
s-
Guns.
So you're saying that Rafa will beat
I think Rafa Balajat, by the way,
yes.
has better talent around him than Paul LaPierre does. With
But
Top Guns.
I
what's
disagree.
the
Okay,
This
what's
is a
the-
spin-off, though, by the way. Just bear in mind, because Maniacs had Paul LaPierre
That's
and
true.
other guys on
Yeah,
that roster.
it's an interesting game, but Paul LaPierre is a very, very good quarterback.
Mhm.
For some reason, the team around him is not a Div 1 team.
But what's
he
holding
is
back?
a Div 1 quarterback by a
Yes,
mile.
absolutely.
What's holding back Maniacs? Rafa Balajat.
Yes. What's holding back Top Guns? The lack
a
of depth.
consistent
So
roster.
so basically, you're saying that the roster around Rafa Balajat's better than the roster around. That's literally the thing I just said.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I don't
And you
think.
started with no.
Yes. No, I agree. You're saying what
Okay.
you're saying is true, but Top Guns will win regardless. They were able to put up 48 against Braves. They'll
Mhm.
put up 48 against Maniacs, but Maniacs will not put 48 against Top Guns, regardless of who's playing against them.
Games of the week, boys.
No.
Starting with Div 2.
No, say it.
Games of the week.
There we go.
Yeah.
BYOB against Wolverines.
BYOB.
BYOB. Yeah, BYOB.
I meant to be.
BOB.
Terror Squad, Waste Ute.
Waste Ute.
Waste you.
Waste you.
You Can't Sit With Us. #NR.
You can't sit with us.
No.
Oh.
No.
You can't sit with us.
The hashtag NR. The hater over here.
Same.
Yeah.
You can't sit with
Haters
us.
has
I
said-
said 3 losses, right? Here's number 2.
Because you have to, right?
I have to.
You have to.
Come on, Liam.
Give me #NR.
And as we move to Div 1, D-Boys against the Finest.
Ooh.
Finest.
I picked D-Boys to go to the finals. I'm going to take D-Boys.
There's no Tio.
Finest. With or without.
Finest.
Finest.
Brave against Got Skills.
That's a very good game.
If they play like they did the Braves last week, I'm going to take the Braves to win this game.
I'm going Braves, man. They're on a streak.
Give me God skills.
And Flagmile Sack against DK.
DK, because they match up. They match
Nope.
up well. With
Time one side. The team is weirdly strong this season.
Flag 1.
All right.
Let's flag
Match
it.
of words, please.
Everyone, please stop posting pictures and through this app that makes you look like a woman or an older version of yourself. I'm tired of seeing them on my Facebook feed.
Let's go fishing.
Down.
Good night, the pond.
No, but like those teachers absolutely be arrested, right?
Yes.
You
100%.
can't call a child a fine piece of steak.